Good evening, everybody. This is our final PA meeting of, I can't say 2026 because you're going to have them in the fall, but this is Tiffany and this is our final PA meeting. Yay! So we're out. But we appreciate you guys coming because we know how much stuff is going on in June. We're like ready to it's terrible. So thank you so much for giving us a quorum tonight for our vote on the budget. Mr. Newman is going to join us for questions. But right now, I did not hand out did I hand out? No, I didn't. Did I give you the minutes?
Minutes?
Yes. All right. So did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes? Were basically, our last meeting was about the election and all of our new officers. Does anyone have any questions about the minutes? All right, then we're going to ask for a motion to pass the minutes in a second. Thank you so much. The minutes are now passed. Thank you all so much. So I think our biggest event tonight is talking about the budget for next year, and our new team, Nadej, Teresa, they may tweak it in September, but we want to give them a budget to start with. So Ken, would you like to just give a quick? And then we're going to vote on the budget if you guys like what Ken has to say.
My pleasure.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. You should have a handout in front of you. It has columns A, B, C, and D. Column B reflects the year-to-date spending as of May. So we are looking at net income of $135,000 all the way at the bottom, but that does not reflect payments to be made in June, including the faculty grant of $100,000. Senior breakfast of $5,000, teachers appreciation lunch and gifts of $10,000 each. So with the school year donation campaign that we started this week, I think we're going to end the year with a surplus of around $10K. Thank you. And just for comparison, last year we ended with a surplus of $2,000. So I think we're getting up there. We're doing better. Okay. So any questions on the May performance? Otherwise, I will move on to the budget. Okay, so we have a quorum here, so we can get to business. And the budget was developed by the finance committee, but a few of us, and it was reviewed by the executive board this Tuesday that was passed. And it is now being presented to you. I won't go through it line by line, but I'll highlight a couple of key items. We are going to up the annual appeal to by $30,000 to $228. I'm looking at column D right now. I'm sorry, to $280, and we're looking at total revenues of $446,000 for next year. On the spending, we're going to increase academic and school support to $60,000. That includes teachers' wish list, support for the COSA, and as you know, this building is probably older than me. I'm getting to my 70s, but I think this building is probably older than me. So we do need maintenance budget from time to time. I cannot anticipate what's going to come next, but we have some cushion built in there to support the school to the extent that we can. And next one, in conjunction with the Alumni Foundation, we're going to increase the faculty grant to $115,000 for next year. Okay, so the gentleman's here. So in conjunction, first of all, we get support to run Brooklyn Tech. You can't count on DOE, okay? I think the gentleman can explain a lot better. So I think that,
I was just curious. I
yeah.
don't know what, I don't
So,
know what, is it because it says clubs? Was it like to support clubs? But I don't know what the clubs.
so
Faculty to support
in order to make things happen here in Brooklyn Tech, the teams, sports teams, football teams, frisbee clubs, speech and debate, robotic, they all need support. And it's not coming from the DOE, okay? It's coming from the PA and the Alumni Foundation. So in conjunction with the alumni, we each going to contribute $115,000 next year to support school-wide initiatives. And thank you for asking these questions.
At the end of the year, because I see it hasn't been paid out yet, so paid out at the end of the year
So,
for the next year.
as a CPA, I do not pay anything until I see the receipt. Until they show me the receipt, then I'm going to cut check $400,000. I sent them a reminder last night. I told them I'm out the week of the 23rd, okay? After that, you got to chase my successor, Mr. Charles.
For what has been spent.
Yes,
Okay,
I told them I don't pay anything without any receipt, You show me the receipts and I'll cut the check. More than happy to.
And Ken doesn't know, I'm actually giving more money out without asking him. But the pool, for swimming, that's used for the swim team, but also swim gym. A lot of kids get access to the pool, and there is a problem with one of the blocks. Ken, could you demonstrate diving, how you dive off the block? I thought I'd try. And so it's $500, and normally Mr. Newman would cover it, but they can't cover it until like October of next year, and they want the gym up. So it's less than 500. We're gonna cover that. Sorry, Ken, I'll get you the receipt tomorrow. But you know, things like that come up last minute, we try and help them.
So we do the best we can. Obviously, I said it a couple of times. In my mind, they're always Fantastic Four in New York City public schools. Us being one, the one up in the Bronx, the one in Lower Manhattan, and the one in Upper West Side with performing arts. With the exception of us, the other three, they all have cash in excess of $2 million. And they are half the enrollment of us. Okay, so anyway,
So we need to step it up, people.
Anyway, so moving along with the next highlighted item, with cost of living increasing, we're going to increase the budget for the teachers recognition meal for next year to 10. And we also sponsor a college essay program, and we're anticipating higher enrollment this year comparing to, we're anticipating high enrollment next year. Well, technically this year, but anyway, compared to last time. So we bumped it up to $30,000. And at the end, we're looking at a small surplus of $5,000 for next school year. Again, I don't have the crystal ball. It could be a lot higher. Hopefully, we don't go any lower than that. Any questions, comments? Otherwise, can I take a motion to vote on the budget? Thank you. A second. And anyone in favor of the budget, raise your hand, please. Anyone in favor, raise your hand. Anyone against? No one against.
No
So
one
I guess we can.
Go.
Thank you so much. And this is my last report for the year. And thank you. It's been a pleasure. And at this time, I would like to welcome our representation from the audit committee. As required by DOE, our books need to be audited independently by parents outside the PA. So we have the representative here, Priscilla, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Priscilla.
All right, so on behalf of the audit committee, we did meet last Wednesday, June 3rd. The audit committee, which included 5 of us, we conducted a review of the TAC Parent Association accounting and spending procedures for the year July 25 through May of 26. Through this review, we looked into 6 categories, which consisted of budget, financial reports, financial procedures and controls, bank accounts, bank reconciliation, as well as examination of books and records. We noted that the issues from 24 through 25 years were fully addressed. Our review found that the PA's books and records to be accurate. They were complete and up to date. The financial controls are operating effectively. The bank reconciliations are current, and the expenditures reviewed complied with the PA bylaws and approval requirements. The committee also did identify several opportunities for improvement. There were 3 categories. First, continue evaluating the spring gala's financial returns as the costs continue to remain high relative to net proceeds. Second, better align merchandise purchases with actual demand and sales trends. And then third, increase outreach and engagement to encourage greater parent participation in donations. We heard just before we're lagging quite comparatively to our competitive schools. So that's kind of our improvement categories that we recommended. And then lastly, we wanted to thank again the treasurers for their support throughout the past few years. That's
Mr. Newman, would you like to come up here and answer any remaining questions
Yeah.
for June? Thank you, Mr. Newman.
I don't know. Oh, for June, huh? All right. Hi. How is everyone? It's a little hot in here. I see people fanning themselves and whatnot. We should have had the meeting in my office, I think. It's nice and chilly in there. We probably all could fit. So what do you need to know for June? I will say this, that as of today, I've seen the school budget. It looks good for next year. It looks at least on par with how it's with last year's budget. It is a bit more, but contractually, teachers got a raise across the board, so average teacher salary went up. And so I think there's money in there, and then maybe a little bit more to compensate for that, but not much more. It's basically, I would say, flat or slightly better. I know you've heard a lot, probably in the media, about class size and whatnot, and we did ask for a number of class size positions. This is hires that we asked for to literally get class size under those limitations, so we could adhere to state law. And this was, I asked for, in full disclosure, 21 teaching positions that would get us to 40% compliance, 40% of all classes being under those class size mandates based on space. That was maxing out the building. And that was being, to be honest with you, like, would bring about a considerable cultural shift. You know, every class would be used, every single period. Teachers, when they're done, would have to march out and leave, and that's fine. And so, but we found out we did not get that funding for that, and so I do know, I reached out to some colleagues that got them. I do believe that that none of the specialized high schools got additional funding for that. So there is, in full disclosure, there seems to be an exemption under from the class size law for specialized high schools for various reasons, and so I think that's why we didn't get the funding. So that's that. Now, we do have 25% of our classes are under the class size initiative currently, and we did that with funding that we got from last year that will be continued in perpetuity, I believe. And so, so we will have some, but specifically, definitely ICT classes and a smattering of other classes that sort of makes sense. But yeah, I'm sorry.
That's what I was curious, like, how did you prioritize?
I prioritized, ICT was a no-brainer, prioritized right off the bat. And then, and our ICT classes are expanding. And as we get, you know, it seems like each year we get more students who qualify for ICT classes, and that's great. And so we've expanded that, and every year we've been hiring additional special education teachers. And so, and we're hiring an additional special education for next year based on what we see on the needs of the incoming 9th grade class. And so, yeah, so ICT, I got class size down in every single physical education class. And that was somewhat done on space considerations. They do have ample space to flex down from 50 to 40 and still be able to utilize all their space, and that doesn't jam them up. So that was an easy way to try to adhere as many classes as possible, and that was sort of the deal. And so, and then there was just eyeballing of classes after that. We saw this class had 28 kids, and this class had also 28 kids, and we took 3 kids to get it down to 25, and we put them in that class to make it 31 to, like,
That's fine.
you
I
know.
was just curious if they were like, we really want physics to be small. I was just curious
Yeah,
there was
if
something
I got
like
these
that.
21 positions, we had targeted places that we were gonna put in classes. A lot of the AP classes were gonna go down to 25, based on departments. Assistant principals already had plans if they were gonna do these hires, and the hires were targeted in certain departments. What course would you like to bring down? And so each department that was gonna get teachers identified courses across the board. It wasn't gonna be this teacher, surely not, and it wasn't gonna be, oh, this room is gonna have, and it was really like, this AP class we thought would be good to get down across the board, 20 sections of it, you know, and so, So that was basically the plan, but that plan's not gonna go into utilization right now. And so we're probably gonna be status quo in the sense of the classes that were under class size limits for this year are gonna continue, probably PE because of space considerations, and definitely all ICT classes. Maybe some other class in majors, especially hands-on classes in shop rooms and technology rooms and whatnot, but yeah. All right, so that's some stuff for, as we look forward to next year. I don't know what else I got. This year's, it's always bittersweet, the end of the year. There's a million things you all of a sudden want to do at the last second, and then, time runs out, and all of a sudden, I'm just sitting in an empty building, and I'm like, where'd the time go? I'm looking very much forward to graduation. It's gonna be a huge spectacle as always, and so we got a bunch of senior parents here, and so, I should be able to get you pretty good seats, but show up early though, and so.
Anything near the Jumbotron is
Right,
good.
well, everything's near the Jumbotron.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I try and tell parents.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just faculty.
No, that's fair, and the kids are gonna be on the floor, and then you'll be around and whatnot. If, you wanted to be near the stage, that, right, it might seem like a good seat, but it might not be the greatest seat. You're on the side, the stage is long and wide, and so if you're close to the stage, you might not, all the action happens in the middle of the stage, and so it's kind of better to be like around the sides. But if you want to be close, I would say come early. You don't have assigned
We
seats.
have seats for you.
Okay, all right. I was trying to say that without saying it.
Area.
Yeah, but we're talking to everyone
Mary,
at
yeah,
home.
area.
So we don't have seats for you, but we have seats for you. Yeah.
That's actually the number one question on the group chats, like when do they get tickets? And we have tell them tickets don't come out until like maybe a week or two.
Yeah.
So like this
But
is
you're
the.
not gonna have assigned seats. It's not gonna have a ticket number.
Guys, just go where you've got a view of that Jumbotron, because the first time I went there with 3 kids, the second kid, we didn't have reserved seats, and you just go, and as long as you've got that, you take your phone and you can see your kid, and it's wonderful.
And it's going to be live streamed as well, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, right. And like, you are gonna be
Remember, told
watching
them
the
to keep
Jumbotron
it
the whole
in the
time. The
YouTube.
Jumbotron's better to watch
You're gonna
than
stare-
staring
you're
at
gonna stare at
the
that
people in
screen
front of you,
The
actually.
entire time is
One
wonderful.
is already on the
It's
Yeah.
actually really good for grandparents who are not able to travel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
oh,
that's
absolutely,
really good for
absolutely.
parents like
Yeah, we got some cool graphics going on the Jumbotron this year, and I know my media team is very excited about, the introduction. You'll see, they made a lot of cool graphics for the Jumbotron for this year.
We have a speaker this year.
What was that?
I know you can't tell, good speaker.
That was a good speaker. Yeah, I don't know how the secretive speaker came about or whatever,
Well,
but,
when they had Bill Clinton, when my son, my
that
eldest-
had to be secretive. They would not
During
allow me to.
COVID, during COVID.
Yeah, that was a great speaker. But, yes, a very good speaker, yeah.
I have a question regarding the retest. Like this week, there were 2 exams, and it was very confusing for a lot of parents and students, the various times that students were given. Was there any reason why they were given different times to arrive? I don't know if it was arrival time. or
So wait,
start
kids
time.
were given different times to arrive for the same exam?
Yes.
Yes.
So every student should follow the time on their ticket. Some kids with, I believe IEPs and 504s,
okay, sure, of
maybe
course.
asked to arrive, for example, at 10, and other kids are asked to arrive at 12,
Oh, yeah, of
15 and
course.
something. But I know a lot of parents are in the chats comparing their kids' tickets, but they have to just adhere to the one that their child has.
Yeah. So, no, that makes total sense. I would imagine that the vast majority of students got the same exact time, but students who have extended time start at different times.
Well, the paper said exam time, so it was a little confusing as to is it the time you
Could-
arrive, or is it the time the exam
So it
starts?
doesn't have arrival time, it has exam time?
It has a virus.
Oh, yeah, you always follow the arrival time, which is gonna be before the exam time. Yeah. Yeah.
Another question on the group chats. Some of the kids didn't do so hot in some of the courses. They're hoping to do the CR. Is the CR going to happen again? So
No.
I just,
No, the CR, so the CR is not a thing anymore, but there is an exemption to get a CR. You literally, you state your case, and it's only decided by the superintendent. So you have to state your case to a counselor, the counselor refers the situation to me, I then approve it, goes to the superintendent for final approval. It's not easy, there has to be an extenuating circumstance, right? Something completely, it's like getting like a regent's waiver, right? And so a very extenuating circumstance, not just like, I didn't do that well and I want a CR because it's gonna help my GPA. That's done. And so a very extenuating circumstance. Yeah.
2 questions. First, a comment. The junior class trip this year was literally the day before the physics regents.
Yeah.
That's poor
Yeah.
planning.
Yeah.
Second thing, we've been waging a bitter struggle with my daughter for 3 years to regulate her screen time.
Yeah.
And she uses like 14, 15 hours a day, and she claims she needs access to Google Chrome to do schoolwork. So we figured out that you can get to the Google apps from Google Classroom, which is wonderful, but she apparently claims she still needs to get on like the UTexas site for physics labs.
You do.
She needs to get on the Delta Math site,
Yeah.
etc. Is there any way that we can kind of integrate everything into an all-in-one software so we can just like cut out the browser altogether? Because as you know, like once they're on the browser, they don't necessarily have to do academic stuff. There's 5 billion other things.
So some of these sites do only certain things. UTexas doesn't do everything, right? And Delta Math, which we use, only does math, right? And then even, Google Classroom, if that's sort of a synergy point, teachers aren't actually required to utilize Google Classroom. They can, many do, most do, but they don't have to, And so, yeah, like a lot of these sites are just not for everything, and so I think that's problematic. I mean, Delta Math is the best in the game, and it just does math, and UTexas is great physics and whatnot. So, yeah, that's so difficult. I mean, otherwise, going back to what you said, yeah, there's no like great time to do these things. Interestingly enough, it'll be a little funny that the trip it used to be like a physics trip to Great Adventure, and that would be like Physics Day. So it's kind of appropriate that we did it right before the Physics Regents. And that's how they build it. There was a little bit of education about physics and momentum and whatever. That was a real thing. But there's usually no great day to do that. We've tried to do it on a weekend, and the kids don't want to go on a weekend. I surely would prefer to do it on a weekend. It's not going to happen during a regular school day, of course, and so we try to find days that work, and they're far and few between. But we could sort of be mindful of what is a better day than some other day. Maybe the day before, there's Regents the next day, but no chance that a junior is going to take one of those Regents. But okay, so there's that. But yeah, I don't know, limiting, and I'm struggling this with my own children as well. Like limiting screen time is an interesting notion, and like there is, I don't know, I'm not saying there's good screen time, but there's surely bad screen time, right? And so for me, the key would be, to limit social media and whatnot. It's tough with older kids, of course, and
Yep.
you
Once they're in the
can.
browser, as I said, they can do anything. They can watch videos, they can
Right.
chat, they can make phone
Right,
calls, et cetera.
and so, but like on their phones, for example, you can actually limit, the use of certain apps, and if you really wanted to go in there, you might be causing yourself a fight, and then your kids already don't talk to you or never gonna talk to you, I don't know. So, no, it's a real thing, it's a real thing. The amount of time my kids spend on TikTok is unbelievably ridiculous, and so, we try to limit that, and it's definitely a fight all the time. But good screen time, going on these sites and whatnot, right, you're not staying over their shoulder. So yes, they're doing the UTexas, but then they're also deviating. What was that?
The Knicks game,
There's what?
the Knicks game.
Yeah. The Knicks game is that's good screen time. That's good screen time. It's funny, I just gave a speech up at NHS to the kids at the end of the year speech, and I talked about, regrets, and somehow I made it, and I was talking about like the big regrets I've ever had in life were when I realized later on I could really help somebody and I chose not to. And I was like, and all the times I've helped other people, like I don't remember those as much. But the times that I didn't help somebody and I realized later I was in a position to and I didn't regret. But then I don't know why I'm saying that now, and then I digress to, I asked him how many people saw the entirety of the Knicks game last night. And I at halftime, I'm like, this game is over, and I went to sleep. And that might be one of my biggest regrets. And so I tried to watch some stuff this morning. I was like, whatever. I blew it. There's no way I thought they would have come back. And so, but anyway, what do I know? Second half team, right? And so maybe the best game of New York Knicks history, and I was asleep because I had work in the morning. So yeah, what can you do? Anyway, but yeah. What was that?
Did you see Game 6 of the 86 Mets in the World Series?
Did what?
Did you see Game 6 of the 86 Mets in the World Series?
I did, but I'm a Yankee fan. So I don't hate the Mets. But I love the Yankees. I feel like this guy's talking about sports now.
Mr. Newman will take more questions, but before his question, I just want to see if we could take a vote on Knicks in 5.
What? That's a six. Okay.
I mean, I have so much fun watching the games. I want to go on
I
forever.
know, it gets
I want like
terrible.
Knicks in 11. I just want this to never end. Yeah.
I read in the minutes, I missed the last meeting, that the grade change to letters is only, we're gonna be grandfathered in if we're ready here, it's just gonna, so great, okay.
Yeah, so we're starting, letter grades is happening for the incoming ninth graders. It won't affect any current children. And then the next year, 10 and 9, 11, 10, 9. So it's being phased in.
If someone takes physics as a junior and a freshman are in the same class.
I'm going to designate, I'm going to
curious.
designate certain classes as ninth grade classes and that be it. And I would probably err on the side of designating something a ninth grade class. In physics, I would do my damnedest to actually split them up then and just have juniors not with ninth grade, which in some ways might be a good idea. But there might be a feature where I could toggle Jupyter and go into individual kids and say, this kid gets letter grades, this kid gets number grades. And then you see what you see and it looks all good on your end, and then we...
That's great. My older one was at a high school that switched sophomore year, and then you had to translate everything to college, so I was not looking forward to that.
Yeah. Colleges are actually not the issue. They're used to...
Well, they changed all the letter grades to 95, and so, like, the highest grade was to 95 on her transcript, and then, so, like, it just was skewed, because 3 years of numbers. When it's all the same, I think it's easy.
Yeah. I think the key to that is you leave it alone, but whatever, like you leave the numbers alone, just because you switch to letter grades, leave the old grades alone, and then you explain it to colleges. Once you explain things to colleges, they go by that, right? You could imagine how many different grading systems there are at schools all over the country. Some grades, grades are 1 to 5, and that's it. Some schools 1 to 4, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so they explain it, and that's that. But yeah, so, not grandfathered in, but we're starting with ninth grade, and we're putting in slowly, and moving it up, and over a few years, everybody will be letter grade.
Amazing, thank you.
Yeah.
Question about the final transcript. When will college office send the final transcript to college? Because I have heard last couple of years parents are scrambling because the deadline.
It's
passed.
crazy. I mean, this is the reality of why there's like stress, right? New York City, we go to school a good month later than the rest of like the world, right? And so most of the rest of the country around around Memorial Day, and then they're done. And so when they start school in August, like things are shifted. And so, and that's why AP exams are in May, because that's, for most schools, that's the end of their year, right? And there's no classes after, so a lot of the nation is oriented around that, and colleges are expecting, why wouldn't they get the transcripts in the middle of June? Because school's been over for 2 weeks. We still have school for another 2 weeks, right? So we're clearly, New York City is the latest. Now, of course, New York City is large, and students from New York City apply all over the place, and they know this. But they keep sending alerts, like literally before our school even ends. Where's the transcript? Where's the transcript? You're gonna lose your scholarship. We're gonna renege our offer. And like, they make you all crazy. Don't be crazy. It always works out. No one's ever, they're not reneging on their offer. They're not pulling that scholarship. They just want things that when they want them, and they don't like New York City for taking school to the end of June. And so, honestly, don't worry about that stuff, but right after graduation, we start sending them, right? Now, there's an issue also, you don't really want to get into the nitty gritty, but it takes a little while for on a transcript, it has to have, like, this is getting in way too much detail, but a discharge date, right? And and until that discharge date comes, some colleges won't accept the transcript. So it'll be without a discharge date, and then they'll bother you and say, you need it. So a lot of times we wait till the discharge date appears. Sometimes that doesn't appear until the beginning of July. And then we're sending, and colleges already sent you 100 emails, right? But we know they're gonna send you 100 emails also when they get a transcript without the discharge date. Some colleges accept it without the discharge date, some colleges don't. And so, but it all gets sent at once, right? And so, yeah, so it is problematic mostly because how we late go to school, and I know everybody's gonna get worried and you're gonna get all these emails. It will all be okay. There has never been a school that's rescinded anything. So have a little bit of patience, and we're waiting for that discharge date, and then we'll start sending them out. Yeah. Oh, I think you were. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a question from the parent group. If a kid took the AP physics,
Yeah.
does the kid still need to take the physics?
No,
region?
so the question was, if you take the AP Physics, do you need to take the Regents? The problem is that if you take AP Physics and you do not take regular physics, like previously, if you took regular physics previously, you have to take the Regents. The curriculums are not aligned. And so, even though it's an AP class, it doesn't really cover the entirety of the New York State Regents curriculum. And so, it would be a little disservice to have you learn all this specificity about physics in this direction. Look, I'm using directions with physics, I like that. And then, but yet, it's not really covering the entire curriculum, and then, that's not really fair. And towards graduation, the AP counts in lieu of the Regents, so it's no problem. But yeah, we'd be probably doing a disservice to you to give you an exam where a certain percentage of the content you've actually never learned. And so, that's why we don't do that, yeah.
This is, I had a senior who graduated last year, so I should know this answer, but I don't. Because one of the parents in the junior, her kid is gonna be taking pre-calculus somewhere else. And they're gonna be asking the teachers for recommendations from that teacher probably over the summer. I don't know, but they want to know, how do they upload their recommendation that's outside of the school into?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is that
They
through
can do that.
Overgrad or is it through Common App?
Yeah, no, through Overgrad, you literally just say, you can send it to anyone, and like, it doesn't have to be, yeah, you could send it to somebody in another school.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
like someone that's, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
like a coach or something like that. All
We're
right.
gonna wrap up one more
All right.
question. I saw we had a question over there.
Yeah, what do you got?
Just going back to the final transcripts, in case something like a deadline is missing, something happens, and we needed to communicate to school after the end of school year, like, is there a way, like, are there people working?
I lost what you said.
Are there people working if they need to get a hold of you after July?
Oh, yeah. And so first of all, I work all summer, and so I think the best way, if you have like some issue, but I have a team of people that run summer school that were working all summer. I also have two guidance counselors that work all summer, servicing students in graduation and whatnot, and students in summer school.
And Mary's
So we got a team of people. Mary's working, we don't like close up shop. The teachers are mostly gone, but everybody else is mostly around, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right, we're good?
One more question.
Okay, Sharon?
All right. That's it, because you know people.
The last one.
Yeah, what's up?
Also, from the group chat, not sure it's right or wrong. I mean, it's true or not. From this year, we are taking the new format in chemistry and physics. So some students said the teacher told them if they're not doing good in the new format, they can take the old format. Is that correct?
I mean, well, we would have already had to know that. So, all the exams have been ordered, so we already need to know that. But the idea is that, it doesn't really make that much sense. They're teaching the course in the new format to the new format. Why would a kid take the old format?
Maybe they are well prepared in the old
They
format.
said that they're afraid, they're not doing well, they're doing really bad, that they can go to.
Well, why would the old format be any easier?
But they heard about, they got the option to do that, so they're wondering. is that
Doesn't make
true?
much sense to me, but that would have needed to be identified. We had to order Regents exams a long time ago. You can't just show up and say, I want a different format. We're not prepared for that.
That's a makeup.
Yeah, so if they did before, yes, I
it's not
guess.
true.
But it doesn't actually seem like sound advice. It sounds like one teacher told one kid this, and it sounds like it went viral.
Exactly.
This is not sound advice. They are teaching to
Which
the new
happens a
format.
lot.
It doesn't make any
It happens a lot.
sense. Yeah, and it might have been a kid who actually needed to retake a Regents and wasn't even enrolled in the class, and that would make sense to take the old format they learned in the old format, and somehow this spiraled out of control. I would imagine it might be something like that. So, not, yes. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
We really appreciate you coming tonight. And I think that Teresa and Nadej look forward to seeing you in this room in September.
And it makes you feel better in the library, the air conditioning went out, so you'll be just as hot up
Good
there.
to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. Although the AV looked great last night.
Yeah, no, it is good.
So, Tiffany and I are grateful for this last year. We will miss all of you, but we are leaving you in very capable hands. Thank you, everybody. And can we have a motion to adjourn?
Not yet. No, we're doing something extra. So,
I'm getting really hungry, Najesh, so it better be good. All right.
so we have 6 parents that are graduating, and we would like to recognize them. We have a little bit of gifts for them, so we're going to go up one at a time. Do you want to do
That's me. That's me. What have I got? What have I got?
You and I, our history goes back, you and me and Vito go back
Way long.
almost 20 years.
Yes.
And the fact that you threw me under the bus
Yeah,
coming
that's-
here.
Hey, I had to do it. I
She
gotta
had to do it.
hand it off.
But you have guided us, you have led us, you have supported all of us. You put up with our, this is recorded, right? Stuff. But you pulled through and you helped every single parent here, every single student here, because your first thought is, what's in it for the kids? At the end of the day, I want to see them grow.
That's it. We love these
Okay?
kids.
So this is just a little token
Oh, good.
of our appreciation.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not lifting it out of the box.
Wow, that's pretty
No.
cool.
Okay, in recognition
Guys.
of your long
Okay, all right, 9 years, all right?
Service.
She's mocking me, but
long service
that's beautiful. Guys,
to Brooklyn Tech.
thank you all. I love all of you, and I love these kids. And as I said, we're leaving you guys in really good hands.
And I have
Thank
to do
you.
one more thing.
Thank you.
The dynasty.
That's embarrassing. Okay.
And Kim and Vito, the dynasty is ended.
And I didn't want to miss anything, so I wrote out my speech. All right. Tiffany, it's been my pleasure and joy to have worked alongside you. For the past 2 years, you've been an amazing leader. You've been a friend, and you've been a mentor. I can honestly say that you are one of the most dedicated people that I know. Most of our parents know you from the chats. You answer questions at all hours of the night. You've helped families find information and somehow managed to keep peace when things got a little heated. And when they got more than a little heated, Tiffany wasn't afraid to remind grown folks to behave themselves and keep it respectful. Tiffany has also been a strong voice for parents, both in our community and on SLT. She's always made herself available to families and worked hard to make sure people felt heard. One of the things I admire most is how she created space for all families and helped parents feel comfortable reaching out, sharing concerns, and being part of our community. What many people might not see are the countless hours Tiffany has quietly dedicated behind the scenes. The emails, the meetings, the hard conversations, the planning, and all those little things that keep our parent community running. While it may have been out of the spotlight, her work has truly made a difference. Tiffany, thank you so much for your leadership, your patience, and your dedication and support for our families and our school. We're really going to miss you. I'm not finished yet.
Dramatic pause.
We wish you and Victoria and your family all the best in this exciting next chapter. While Victoria may be graduating, I have a feeling this isn't a goodbye. We'll be seeing you in the halls. Here's the rest of your gift. Yeah, there's more. Okay. Ken is up next.
All right, Ken.
What'd he get?
You gotta see his beautiful dollar sign in here, which you can't.
Oh, nice.
Zoom in. I'm gonna make it short. So when Ken started doing all his presentation every single month, it's only a 5-minute presentation with one slide. I was like, it's only a 5 minutes work, right? Easy job. So until last week we went to the audit, I see him bringing a 3-inch binder with all different folders to come in. He was like, whenever you want to ask, all the information are here. So I thought he was just joking. Until our auditor committee asked him where this check goes. He was like, page 272. Go all through all those 3-inch binder. It's not just like few pages, it's literally full. So now I know how much work, like through the transition that we have been doing. We already went to 2 transition sections in Zoom, but it's not completed yet. So we still have to go through another one. So then I was like, oh my God, how much work that he's been done for PA, all those details. Whenever he always catch detail, little single words. He was like, let's say that the audit committee sent, it's like, oh, this is July to June. Now he said we only went through July to May. So all these little detail, he can catch that. So Ken, I don't know what we're gonna do, but all we can do, give you all the dollar sign award. You can
I also want to thank my partner in crime, Sue. She, behind the scenes, she kept me under control. Okay, make sure that I didn't.
Open it up.
Thank you. Sue actually helped me a lot, tremendously behind the scenes. But thank you, and thank you, Priscilla, for coming here. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Who's next? Vito. Vito.
Vito. You're leaving too. You're part of the dynasty.
What?
The dynasty.
The dynasty.
Buffalo.
Just gonna work without you seeing it there, right?
I guess so.
How's the framing?
Make sure everybody.
You're
perfect.
The light's not good.
You're perfect.
Are we good?
Yes, you're good.
So I'm very proud to present this award to Vito. I know he's been, involved in the PA probably for forever and ever. And, he's been the corresponding secretary now for a while. And I think that's a pretty hard job because, he's responsible for making sure people that aren't here, can see what's going on. He sets up our meetings. And I don't think there's ever been a problem with anything that Vito has had to do. And it's very technical and I couldn't do it. And so I always appreciate that. And it seemed like a thankless job, but, I think we should thank Vito for all the work he's done. Thank you. I got a bag of stuff for you. I'll give it to you later.
Chris, he
okay?
makes us thank him every day at home.
Yeah. I just want to say, I retired in 2017, and I started middle school, and I just did it for the glory. That's it. And, it's just so crazy because everything I've done since I retired from the police department was in service of the kids, and I just didn't intend it, and I in no way expected to do it. I didn't think I'd be doing it, but whether it's going to CEC, SLT, running for office, it's crazy stuff. I never would have thought I was doing it. Never a plan, right? Never a plan, but it was because of we were fighting for the kids, and I know people here that we started fighting for the kids, and we just kept going, And it's over, and it's a new chapter. I feel like I'm really retiring now.
You have to clean the house now, you can't avoid it now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been a ride, and it's very bittersweet, like the principal said, right, Mr. Newman? Because it's like one chapter is definitely ending, and we got to see what's going to come next. But thank you all for being such great parents and friends, and thank you so much, guys. And thank you to Kim. Again.
We have one more person.
One more?
Sue.
Sue? Get up here.
Leslie Monkey, right?
Get up here.
Yeah, we have a little gift for Sue. I only know her like for 2 years. She has done a lot, yeah. Like Ken said that she has done a lot behind the scenes. So I don't have an award, but I have a little gift from the PA for you. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so lucky.
Thank you, Sue.
Can
You're
believe
awesome.
Ken has been a good, it's not partner, it's my supervisor or whatever. I feel, yeah, we did have
Awesome.
a good time. Like, yeah,
You're
I
awesome.
enjoyed the time with, even I in my position only for 1 year, but I've been volunteer
you
for
were
the full
fantastic.
4 years.
Always
so,
support.
yeah.
And these bags
my
will be
pleasure.
available for sale
No,
next
they
year?
will not.
just so-
No, they will not. No, they won't. They are exclusive collector bags for PA.
All right, are we good? All right, can we get a motion? Thank you all for coming. We
Can we
know
have a nice
June is
photo?
so hard. We get a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
And a second? All right, good night, everybody. They will see you in September.
Great.
Okay?